With another head-to-head beer review. Today I've got an interesting beer, a little bit different than the normal stouts and IPAs and stuff that I've been doing. This is Saison Rue from the Bruery. This is a pretty interesting beer. So this is a Saison made with rye, which is, they say on the back that you can age it because they use Brettanomyces in it. It doesn't give me a percentage, so I don't know if it's the initial fermentation is with Brett, or if they just put Brett in the bottle to re-ferment it. But either way, it should add an interesting character to it. And then, yeah, like I said, it has rye in it. And then so it says that it's kind of a rustic Saison. So I thought it was kind of interesting. I got this bottle for $8. It's usually $13 or $14 in my area, but thankfully the distributor sold it to them for the wrong price, so that was pretty awesome. We don't get a lot of brewery beers here, so whenever we do, or whenever we get a good one like this, it's a big treat. So let's go ahead and get into it. Bruery has one of the coolest caps. It's got yellow and orange checkered, and it's just the Bruery. All right, I poured pretty slowly, but go ahead and check out that head. It's about 6 fingers. I'm gonna let it go down a little bit and pour some more in. Alright, it took a while to get this much beer in the glass because of how much foam, but got it poured, and it's got like kind of like a light copper, kind of golden, slightly hazy color. It's got a crazy amount of carbonation, so that bottle carbonation, so that bottle conditioning will do. Huge, pillowy, fluffy white head, really fine bubbles towards the bottom. It looks like a great Belgian beer. Alright, let's go and give this one a smell. I would say that the Brett characteristic in this one dominates the most. It's not really like a super vinous sour flavor, but it's got like a nice little funk. That's sort of masking the other scents in this one, but I'm getting some of the kind of yeasty, fruity characteristics from I guess the traditional, the Saison yeast that they're using. And then maybe some of the earthiness from the rye. Not really getting too much of the spices that they added to this one, but overall, it smells pretty good. Been looking forward to this one for a while, so let's go and give this one a taste. Cheers. That's really surprising. It's really interesting. That's not what I expected at all. The biggest characteristic that I'm getting through the yeast and and the bread and everything like that is just like a massive, like, bready, biscuity maltiness. That's kind of crazy. No Saison I've ever had has had that much of a maltiness to it. It's kind of refreshing, actually. It's a really interesting beer. It's really clean and crisp. It's got a super dry finish with kind of like a sweet graininess lingering in your mouth. Initially, you are getting those maybe Brett up front, but it's really not dominated by the Brett. Like, you can tell that it's there, and it adds an interesting dimension to the beer, but it's not overwhelming. And then towards the back end with that dry finish, you're getting a lot of those fruity esters like you would from a traditional Saison yeast. Really clean and refreshing beer. Maybe a little bit of alcohol in my throat, but it's 8.5% alcohol, which is a little bit high for at least compared to most of the Saisons that I've had before. But I'm gonna keep sipping on this one for a little bit longer, and then I'll give you guys my final verdict. All right, guys, I'm back with the Saison Rue from the Bruery. Sipping on this one a little bit longer as it warms up a little bit. The fruitiness comes forward a little bit more from the yeast. And I'm really digging this one. I want to say that the Brett probably takes over and kind of helps cut not helps because it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it kind of gets rid of like maybe like the spiciness from the spices that they add. I'm not really getting too much of that coming through. This is aged about 6 to 8 months or so. I can't remember exactly when I bought it, so the Brett character obviously is going to be a little bit more evolved in this one than if you got it fresh. Apparently they say that it's more hoppy than a lot of Saisons, so I'm definitely not getting any of that, but this version that I have here I really like a lot. I'm going to give this one an A-. I like that they put the Brett, and I like that they put the rye in there. Those are great. That's a great kind of twist on the traditional Saison, making it more of a, I guess as they say on the bottle, a California Saison. And I would like to try it fresh to see what it's like with the more hops in it. I don't think I've ever had a hoppy Saison before, but this version that I have, I really like a lot, and I'm definitely going to enjoy drinking the rest of the bottle. So find it if you can. I think it's available most places they get the brewery, and it should run you about $12 to $14. So it's a little pricey, but it's worth trying at least once. Maybe go in on with a friend and split the bottle. But so that's it for the Saison Rue from the brewery, and I'll see you guys in another beer review. Cheers.